Yo, what's up? Anyways, let's get. Oh yeah, I'm tiny. There we go. How you doing, Salmon? That's good to hear. I'm glad to hear you enjoy it. Refresh. Doing pretty okay, I think. Unfortunately, things have been a little bit hectic outside of work. How you doing, man? I'm going to need to set this to this. We'll grab that for the template. Drop that here. And then we want to going okay, I think. We want this from 2 for the event, and sure thing, Salmon. So Nutella Nut, I assume you're interested in TTRPGs like this. With glad to hear. We're always looking for more players to vote on how things go. So if you'd like to drop by, Spacebattles is completely free to set up on. And you can type !quest in the chat for a link to the ongoing thread. Work has been chaotic, and I'm gonna have another long night ahead of me today once I'm done doing the update. So that's not great. But hopefully it doesn't get too much worse than that. Okay. Making your way up the mountain. So the thermometry even here. Proton. For games, it's usually Proton. Honestly, for non-games, it is also usually Proton. No, you can also use Proton to run normal applications. But like it'll depend on the specific application, right? Like what are you trying to run, like Office? I know Teams runs in Proton. Apparently, it's known to work pretty well with Lutris. So you can try using that. So Lutris is another option that you can use. It's like it's closer to a VirtualBox option. This thing, Lutris. So yeah. Hiding the ship like that. Be quite. So barring deliberate action, to bring the law. It was assumed it wouldn't be was mostly just to get you out to get you to 3 day. That said, I'll adopt the plan in arranging for retreat under supporting fire from members expedition. Arranging for retreat under supporting fire for members of the expedition team. Also with more mobility, like Takami, Long Row, as well as any of the foreigners that fit in this. Any of the forces from among the other groups. Okay, so we want to get the With the carefully thought out path. The first option is to find what ways I can. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the Curious Crow's stat block. Curiosity the Crow, Novice Ninja. And I'll do Crown of Eyes for your help in that situation. And I'll also throw in Countercasting and a couple of others. Bring forces the outer ring of throw in Countercasting and casting skill. Outer ring of the to the edge of the more serious defense. Establishing a small small staging point inside the past the rings of gods and training camps, but just barely beyond the reach, the more secure. More secure. But just barely beyond the reach of the more secure layers of you focus your senses you're as close as you can be this point without forcing yourself to allow. Um, hmm, hmm, uh, God, why is my brain trying to murder me? I know why it's trying to murder me. It's because I've been dealing with the bullshit that is this project for way too bloody long. I hate works, especially when I'm not working for anyone. So to make yourself settled in. You settle in, examining the towering structures of magical power the best you can from hiding, while Keita, the curious pro, in to observe the ritual proper. How you doing, man? Uh, it takes her own. It takes her a little while to get to the pro close. But her constant reports to you help paint an interesting picture. Unlike the simple ritual you encountered on the mm, um, 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 Hmm, encountered in the Emerald Ranges. This seems to be a far more complex affair. In some ways, you might consider it a ritual, say, with multiple rituals acting as. In what way? Maybe. Like, end of the day, you're still working with machines. Like, what specifically comes across as slower? Is it like the general feel? There's probably ways to improve like animations and snappier things, or is it like load times for various apps and the like? Laggier. Not sure. I've never really had that issue, so I can't really comment on it. As components, uh, as members, um, the individual members, you would see a larger one in a more normal one. Complexity invites flaws, and you have been able to figure out some weak points. Um, Various members, various mages seem to be acting as seem to be dedicated to managing the interlinks between the mages. And as you get feel for how the magic seems to flow, you are able to identify point where the magic is certain rhythm. To the magic. You pick out a point. You have a few options available to and you find a point where things, and you find certain point in that cycle where even a minor disruption will be hazardous. You direct Keita to interfere with one of the mages on your mark. Before pulling back as much as soon as they can. As soon as she can. She nods, and as soon as you gesture, the curious crow flies out and yanks at the mage's and claws across the mage's face before racing back towards where you are all hidden. Above you, the column of twisting strands of magic. Begin to ripple and as the delicate balance within everything destabilizes the entire, so the mass, so the entire working. Various mages quickly react as quickly as they can, disentangling themselves from the ritual, and the gods begin respond all immediately to the face before racing away. Crow and begin searching the area. Send a few of them take off in pursuit, while others begin scouring the area. Any intrusion. The alarm has been sounded. Cool. And if you're so wait, are you comparing running Scrivener in Windows and Scrivener in Lutris? Or what are you say what applications are you running? Okay. So what was being laggy on Mint? And on the mountainside, and the mountainside, hive of activity as experienced soldiers and trainees alike. Huh, that's strange. Like moving the mouse around shouldn't have much of an issue. Do you have like a wired or wireless mouse? Actually, even then, as long as you're doing your wireless mouse through a, oh no, wired mouse definitely shouldn't have any issue. Ooh, oh, hold on. You said this was on your desktop. I'm assuming you have an NVIDIA graphics card. Did you install the NVIDIA proprietary drivers? Hmm. Then I wouldn't know. Could be. Could be. Hive of experienced soldiers and trainees alike are suddenly put on high alert. Looking back up the mountain as much yeah, I wouldn't know what specifically would cause that issue. To be fair, I mainly run Kashi. Yeah. But yeah, to be fair, I mainly run Kashi, so I don't know if this is like a Mint thing. But like input latency is weird. Like weird thing to be slow on Mint. Apparently this is a known issue, and it's suggesting that you remove middle click emulation. I'll send you a link to the Reddit thread that, oh, that is, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's the Reddit thread that covers why input latency might be screwy. But yeah, I mainly run Kashi. So, in a way, I'm one of those Arch nut jobs, because Kashi is based on Arch. And I haven't had an issue with it. Yeah, so you can try that. As much as they are looking down. You don't think that they have found you yet, but um, trying to take the same path up, try back down. Not going to be easy. Be entirely safe. Somewhat more problematic is the maelstrom maelstrom of chaotic, so whirling magical energy overhead. You can already see a storm of elemental chaos brewing in the skies above. Simply trying to hunker down and wait out the heat is not going to be particularly safe. Um, um, so the winds and rain have already picked up, and the winds have already picked up, and the skies are growing darker by the moment as the storms overhead escape the control of the foreign mages. Speaking of which, beyond they seem to be can't afford to let the foreign mages regroup. Push the peak. Hey Zed, how are things? Oh. Everything going everything going well? Like my place probably needs a cleaning as well, but oh. Push can deal with them in the chaos. You've done what you need to. From the complexity you saw up there, you think that it will be weeks, if not months, before they can try something on this scale again, if they even can. You didn't get a good look at the mages after the disruption. But trying to untangle yourself from a ritual that unstable, say from a magical working that unstable can't be easy. Not to mention that the chaos of the broken ritual was kind of expected. Your mum is going to do another quick attempt. The roll is going to be slightly easier this time. So we're going to set things at of 1,000, let's say 900. Okay. Your previous is what is happening? Say, the idea of the Golden King snapping up the minor magical plans has too many magical plants, has too many parallels to the Forest King's actions thus far. And and Komatsu wasn't one to leave such things half. Getting access to the right people and following flows of information through the courts is a painstaking process. Giving up information in fits and starts, even at the best. But things seem to be at least somewhat above board. The Golden King seems to be operating largely in line with historical precedent. Creating new enticing these clans with land that they can call their own, and positions as what is effectively a minor nobility. The only thing of note is that part of the incentive seems to be support for their own efforts to establish families in these lands, providing incentives to assist them in the process of attracting local both if things are going according plan, the ritual should be disrupted soon. Begin preparations to um uh um make use of the break in the constant rain. Um, copy. Does not like the idea leaving the orchid court to recover as they are doing so. Gather up a force and send push. I'll say gather up a force and make a push into Orchid Court lands. Orchid Court lands. Danger and and there we are. Bye. And that's all for today. Cheers, everyone.